you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and reveal the positions where people voted before actually revealing the GMs. Now, for this, we have been allowing people to select 2 of the GMs, or just a second, let me step back. Okay, for Iron GM, they have a choice between 3 GMs. If they choose the same GM, they end up getting that GM. If they don't choose the same GM, they get the one that neither of them voted for. Yeah. And generally, if a GM is not chosen, they have a lot of a desire for vengeance. So, you know, we did have some girl choose the middle GM, who is not named quite yet. Proton John chose the right one. And so...
He's also not named.
Yeah, also not named. And so the person who got chosen on the left, who could it be? Well, it's not going to be our dear Iron Gin Commodore Dana. Some girl wanted Dana. Not gonna happen. It's not going to be Iron GM capable of excess cruelty, Tristan. Why? Oh, you know what? It's Iron... No, it's Iron GM Peach. We've got it. Jeff XVX video game coming in. Hello there, Jeff. Jeff is muted, but everybody is already a little bit worried about Jeff choosing a video game, and I can't blame them. Hello!
Hi, wait, somebody picked me?
No, they didn't pick you.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, I think that everybody is excited for the Peaches. This is not going to be extremely happy, though, because I know they didn't pick you, so I know that you've got so much wrath built up.
Yeah, so you know how, like, in the past, at least at the group stage, I gave out, like, kind of charming, but not horrendous games, and they were usually just, like, a little weird and obscure?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Okay, so what do we have?
We have Helicoid for the FM70, or FM7, not the FM77, that would be too advanced.
What's the FM7?
It's a Japanese computer.
I don't know what that is. Okay. A Japanese... Well, I know what Japan is, okay? So we're at least on the right track there. Okay. This is Japan and their video game that we're going to see first today. So what kind of video game is this, or do you want to spoil that at all?
It was advertised as a real-time RPG, but I don't think that that term really existed at the time, so it's basically a puzzle platformer.
Okay, real-time RPG / puzzle platformer. Okay.
Yeah, the only RPG element is that, like, your health is not a bar, it's numbers, I guess.
Ha!
Yeah, this is real special.
Okay.
It's real bad. Jeff made me play it. It's real bad.
I think we're going to see plenty of that in a little bit. I don't want to spoil too much. Everybody kick back and relax. I'm working on getting everything set up so that you can see this beautiful, wonderful, not so very good game. But Jeff, how have you been? It's been a little while since we've chatted, mostly because, you know, it's been a busy month for me back in September. What's going on in your life?
Oh, I've just been doing a lot of crossword puzzles.
Aw.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And spent some time digging for Kuso. You know, the way I go about picking games is actually kind of time-consuming because they're so obscure. To try and find stuff is a bit challenging. But you know what? It's worth it for you guys.
I'm really glad. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a couple things figured out. So, you've been doing crosswords, you've been playing bad games. Do you ever play any good games?
Yeah. Every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. That was like the least committal. Yeah, I play good games. Sure, my name's Jeff. I definitely play good games.
I don't know. The last thing I played was Strong Bad's cool game for awesome people. I've been kind of
Ooh.
catching up on my backlog. So that's good. I mean, it has bad in the name, but it's good.
I haven't actually played that. I need to sometime.
I've been playing actually a lot of Super Animal Royale, which is
Oh,
in early
yeah.
access.
I do have that. I need to play with you sometime.
Yeah, we should duo or squad.
Yeah.
It's basically furry Fortnite, for anybody that doesn't know what that is, what the game is.
Yeah, that's a good summary. It's fun. I have never won.
You've never won. Well,
No. I've lost every
be on my
single-
team.
Will we win?
What I do is well, no, but we'll have fun.
I don't want to have fun. I want to win. Jeff.
So I don't really like battle royales because like I'm not a big fan of shooting. So what I do is I just don't pick up any guns or shoot anybody, and I play as a pacifist.
I love it.
And it's actually possible to win by having everybody else kill each other.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I love it being a pacifist. Basically, you're going like, I'm just thinking Hunger Games. They kind of had a couple pacifists. They also didn't win.
Yeah, I get number 2 quite a bit because it's just down to the last 2 people, and then I'm defenseless.
You could just grab a gun for the final showdown.
No, that's not how pacifist works. You're not just pacifist when it doesn't matter. I'm committed to it, bro.
All right. Maybe I can be the aggressive person in your pacifist life. You're the brains,
sure.
I'm the brawn.
Sounds good. So let me tell folks a little bit about the FM7
Please
computer. Fujitsu had made an FM8, but that was too technologically advanced, so they went back and made an FM7, which is a little bit of a dumbed down machine, and that actually became fairly popular. It had a lot of cool features, including 8 colors, and a dual core, or I guess you don't call it dual core, but 2 CPUs, both
Okay.
running at 2 megahertz, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And so for programming in Color Basic on the system, it didn't have the ability to recognize as an event key release, only key press. So when they do games, you have to have a separate button to indicate that a different button was released.
That's scary.
So like you hit left and you keep going left until you hit the button to cancel.
Oh, it's like King's Quest.
Yes, except that different actions each have their own cancel button.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound great.
So there's a specific button to stop jumping.
Okay, so like King's Quest, proto King's Quest. That's sort of what I am getting out of this game. We've got proto King's Quest. I'm just checking right now because it looks like Proton John has more captured above the triangle on the title screen. Do you know how high it goes? Is Some Girls string correct here? If you could check and look.
All right, hang on a sec.
Aha, yes, Some Girls is correct. I can get it fixed for John, easy peasy. Easy peasy. There we go. Bam. Looks good.
So this is the Kusogr4nde premiere of an FM7 game. I don't think we've ever had this system before.
Well, it's basically a world premiere of the console as well. I'm not sure anybody has ever seen this.
It's it's probably obscure in US. It was common in Japan in the early 80s. This is an old game. It was from 1985.
Yeah, I can buy that this is a little old. I believe you.
So there you go.
Beautiful. This is what I love to see when it comes to
Yeah,
games
so
here.
you can see on John's screen it has cats. So that was like the immediate selling point for me.
Cats?
Cats.
Aww.
You know I like cats.
Look, are you a cat?
I am not.
No, I mean in the game. In the game.
Oh, no,
Do you
you
get
are not
to-
a cat.
You're not a cat.
You are not a cat. We've only had one game I've picked where you are an actual cat.
It was a good game though.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it.
Well, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed watching the game that you chose people to play.
This is gonna be painful. There's no way to really sugarcoat this. It doesn't have that special charm that makes it okay. It's just awful.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine, Jeff. This is gonna be... What is the name again? I really can't read that font.
Helicoid, like the math term.
Oh, yeah, because everybody knows math. Helicoid. What does helicoid mean? I actually... Like, is
I
it
don't
just
know, but I do know-
helix-like? Helix-like? Yeah, I do have a math minor, so I should know.
All I know is that if you type in helicoid into Google, this game doesn't really come up. You just get the math thing.
Okay, let me...
So it's tough to find.
Yeah, I would guess helix-shaped. And yeah, that's more or less what I'm seeing here. Helix-like likeness shape.
Okay. Well, the helicoid in this, I mean, you be the judge as to whether it is helix-like. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, this game doesn't look like a helix.
Well, you haven't seen the helix. You haven't seen the helicoid yet.
Is there actually...
One thing at a time, bro.
Well, everybody, if you have any helixes in chat, feel free to go ahead and spam those. If you happen to not have any spare DNA lying around, though, feel free to spam cats and Proton John emotes, because guess what? There are sometimes a few of his viewers here. Ah, look at all those cats. I am a huge fan. I'm just keeping my eyes open to see if there are any helixes. Bubsy's legs are kind of helixes. I'll go ahead and say that. And he's a cat. As soon as I see movement on a stage, I will be hitting our timer. There we go.
All right, so we are on the first stage, Owlet. I don't know why it's called Owlet.
It's a good name.
I don't know. It's a name. I don't really understand why any of these levels are named what they are. But so here's what you do in this game: you collect a diamond, right, or
Okay.
crystal. I'm sorry, it's a crystal, and then it spawns a helicoid, and then you go to the helicoid. That's the exit. Very easy. That's all you do.
Oh, okay.
There are 2 crystals, as you can see. If you spawn the second one, it opens a second helicoid, but that doesn't really help you all that much. Unless
Gotcha.
the first one is hard to get to.
So it looks like John is on to level 2. So, what emulator is this?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. This is the XM7 for excellent FM7 emulator. They took the X. And it is actually actively being maintained, but it is unfortunately all in Japanese,
Now,
and so it's a little hard to figure out how to use it.
John looks like he's a little bit stuck.
Yeah, so here's the thing. When you go on to the next level, it remembers whatever key press you had done before. It doesn't stop. So if you go to the second level and you had previously been holding down right, you just immediately walk into that little marshy area that you can't get out of.
Okay.
And since there are no real iframes to speak of, you get stun locked, and you just get constant damage.
Yeah, I'm having to like play around with the music a little bit because this is a little intense, the volume of the sound effects. Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like essentially, oh no, his name is Forn. Hey, my name's Forn.
I'm not I'm not positive that it's a guy, but the character is foreign.
By the way, everybody who you've seen so far streaming today, they do have their own Twitch channels. They are the same name as the names that you see on the screen, so you are welcome to go and follow them if you would like. It looks like Proton John is on to stage 3, Relics.
Yeah, I mean there aren't any relics, but sure.
I think he died. Is that your animation when you die? You just sort of do squats forever?
No, that's just a stun lock.
Oh, the bird just stuns you.
Well, I mean it takes away your hits, but
Your
like you just
power.
sit there taking damage for like 10 seconds.
Okay, I see so many numbers. There's power, which I assume is your health. There's run, which
Well,
I
sort
assume
of.
is lives.
No. It's all very misleading. So power is both your health and how many steps you can take. Or in other words, every time
Yeah.
you take a step, it reduces your health.
Yeah, basically, it combines health and time in a way.
Yeah. And then run, jump, and swim, they have numbers, but I'm not entirely sure what they do because they can all get down to 1, but I've never lost the ability to use any of them. There doesn't even really seem to be a run. The best I could figure out is that when you get hit by an enemy, it reduces your run. So I think it helps you avoid getting stun locked, but I'm not entirely clear on that. Grasp is you run out of grasp as you're climbing, so you
Gotcha.
but you get it back. And the same with breathe. When you get out of the water, you get it back. So um, so you may be asking, well, where are the health pickups?
Okay.
They exist. Once you get the crystal, the helicoid, as you can see on John's screen, drops a thing out of the air, a little crystal. I don't know what it is, and that gives you 100 power.
Wait, is that flying thing the helicoid? It looks like an amoeba. That
Yeah,
is
see, I
in
didn't
no
really
way
think it would
helix
have been
shaped.
helicoid. But as best as I can figure out, that is what they're referring to.
Okay. Oh, Proton John tried to jump, but unfortunately just fell face first into the ground. That was pretty
Bruise
cool.
is a good name for this level, though. I mean, I can see that.
I mean, what with falling straight into the ground? Yeah, it's great. So, does this have infinite continues?
Yes, but here's the caveat. It remembers how much health you had. So if you finish a screen and you go into the next screen and you only have 10 health left,
Yeah.
then when you continue, you're going to start with only 10 health left again. You will then need to probably restart the game.
Oh no. So
you can kind of, I mean, so what you want to do is just not save every screen if you're running low on health.
Yeah, what John has been doing, actually. Oh, so you can save by pushing X.
Yes, so you can decide if you want to save or not. That's part of the meta. This game is so sophisticated; it had a meta.
Foreign is dead. Oh, no. Wait,
Yeah,
can you
poor
die
Foreign.
from falling?
Of course, I mean, what kind of Kuso game wouldn't have fall damage? Come on.
That's fair enough. So, some girl is on the level Gust, and Proton John is on Gantus? Quantus? I don't know.
I think it's Quantus
What does
because
that
it
mean?
doesn't like the G doesn't wrap around, but who knows?
It just ends there. Oh, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
like Ghost, so that's definitely a Q. Probably. Yeah, Proton John right now, it's a little bit difficult to see where the characters are. Proton John is at the bottom left of the screen right now, climbing the tree. There's an ogre gonna come over and punch him in the face. Luckily, ogre just decided, nah, it's my day off. Always good that they take vacation, you know. They're very well compensated for the job of being an ogre. Ooh, John got stun locked a little bit by the bird. Yeah, just so everybody knows, John is about 2 levels ahead. They do have names. You can see the name at the top right. The names are going to be pretty helpful for us to keep track of who has made the most progress. And we get Zorn.
You know, it's confusing to me as Zorn is like the same design of a level you did before, except it has the caveman in it. But it's a fun level. You might as well play it twice, right?
Oh, yeah. Zorn. The sound effects are so strong. Like, here's the deal. The intro music was pretty loud, and then the in-game music got really quiet. And I think I understand why, because the music gets super, or all of the sound effects are just super sharp. I don't know. Oh, Proton John is on to survive. Uh-oh. It's what you gotta do, Jeff. You gotta survive. If you don't survive, you die. You don't want that.
That is true.
So, I have a question. Where did you... how... what... like, where... It's a very complicated question, Jeff, but all of those words at the same time. How did you find this? Where did you find this? What even is this? Is this something that even exists today?
I did a Google for how to torture people with video games, and this just popped up.
Ah. Very smart. From what I can see, was this released in 1985?
Yep, that's right.
And it looks like it was developed by a company named Micronet. As far as I can see. Who also made a wonderful game that people here may know by the name of Heavy Nova. For the Genesis. Okay, Chad is saying that they make good games. They made Heavy Nova, okay? And Heavy Nova is a piece of junk. Yeah. It's one of the worst fighting games I have ever played. Easily. Oh my gosh. Let me just make sure that I'm not lying to y'all. Oh, Heavy Nova, made by Micronet. Yep. See, Jeff, we know this company. We know Micronet.
Yeah, a name we know and love.
Yeah, I guess. I think they made a lot of games that were just exclusive to Japan, never came out over here. I'm not too surprised about that. Uh, wow, this music. Oh, please stop. Ow, my ears. They hurt. Wow. Yeah, just...
So
Oh,
I
go ahead.
actually, I started to enjoy playing this after a while, which was, the first sign this would be. There's something deeply problematic with this game. But the thing that is really hard to get used to is just sort of inherent in playing FM7 games on PCs, which is having to deal with the cancel keys and the controls being rough. I mean, I guess that's common in a lot of the games we have on here, but you can kind of get used to it.
Yeah, I could see that, honestly. Like, from what I'm seeing here, like, people who are watching this game just do not know how painful the controls are. I think specifically you said that with this, you tap right to move right. What do you tap to stop moving?
5.
5. Wait,
Yeah,
wait. Do you
I mean, so
use
just
numpad?
imagine like trying to play an actual video game where I mean, you can of course go laugh, but like if you want to stop, like stop jumping, you have to hit jump and then stop jump. Otherwise, you continuously jump, and if you're jumping into a ceiling over your head, you just continuously lose points or lose health.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, 5 is in the middle of the numpad. Do 4
Right.
and 6 walk left and right?
Yeah, 7 and 9 and 1 and 3 also walk left and right.
Okay, what's jump?
Jump is X, and stop jumping is Z or Z.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's special. Uh, is that all for the controls?
Pretty much. I mean, you can hit escape to kill yourself, and then go back, restart the level, or
Which
restart
actually
the
is
game, or
helpful
whatever.
in some cases, yeah. Just so people watching know, Proton John is still a couple levels ahead of Some Girl. We haven't seen Some Girl get to survive quite yet. Yeah, the scan lines definitely make it a little bit difficult to see what's going on, but you know what? It happens. This is what the 80s were like. This is what the 80s looked like. You went outside, could barely even see. It was rough, man. By the way, I do know that there were some other games that were ported to this console that we've actually seen on Kusogr4nde before. For example, the Bruce Lee video game, which was ported to literally every console, both dead and alive at that time. Minor 2049er appears to have shown up on the console as well. What else? A lot of Ultima games. We had Valis, which I think was one of the earliest games, earlier than Sid of Valis, which we've seen on Kusogr4nde. We had Flappy. I'm going to go ahead and say that's the progenitor of Flappy Bird. Nope. It's a miner. I don't even know. Why would you name him Flappy if he's wearing a mining helmet? I don't know. I don't understand naming when it comes to video games. Oh, Thexter. I remember Thexter. Yeah, it seems like this computer is, pretty much one of the cousins of the MSX. A lot of games that came out on the MSX appear to have come out on this computer as well. Hey, it looks like... What have I not noticed? Jeff.
What have you not noticed? You
Yeah.
haven't noticed that some of the uh, helicoids take you backwards in levels.
Are you serious? Oh, no. Yeah, John is on survive. This is not good. So you have to guess which diamond to get?
Yeah.
You know, because everybody loves guessing. That's my favorite part of platforming.
Yeah, blind jumps, not knowing which exit to take. Those are the things you look for in a game.
Only the best stuff. Ooh, and it looks like Some Girls is on Toronto. Proton John's screen completely went dark. I'm a little bit concerned about John at this point. I'm not completely sure what happened.
Ooh, that doesn't look great, but at least it does. When you save, it actually saves. So if you have to reboot, it'll take you back to the last screen you were at. If you choose last screen.
Okay, I'm gonna let him know the save should still work. Honestly, if we need, we can give bonus time for John due to some technical emulator issues. Yeah, what does he push to reload? If you could help there in
F12
chat.
will reload.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chill. If needed, again, we do have things in place when it comes to these games to help compensate for if things end up having issues.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. John's right back to survive.
Very nice, very nice.
And he even remembers how much power you had. So, I mean, it's really just like a save state.
Yeah, welcome to bad video games, everybody. You never know when things are going to end up
John
being
was just
rough.
getting stun locked for like 20 seconds there, but that's
Yeah,
yeah, there we go. Good
because of
call.
the multiple paths at this point, honestly, it's going to be easiest to see who has cleared the most levels, because we are seeing repeat stages at this point.
Yeah, so it's who's cleared the most unique levels as opposed to just the number of levels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it is, yeah, it's helpful that they have different names so that we can just make a list of all the names of the levels that they've cleared to figure out who's done the most.
Yep. Just so everybody knows, Kusogr4nde is a 1-hour match. We are currently just about 20 minutes in. In most cases, what we do is we judge progress based off of how far they made it into the game. However, because this game is appearing to be not linear, thank you, the 80s, we are going to be judging it based off of the number of levels completed. That is going to be the easiest way to tell how they have done. This is the FM7 computer that came out over in Japan right around the time that the MSX was pretty big. This was in 1982. And these sounds hurt me. Oh, this also had Hide Light on it, which everybody loves. And there was also a game that was made by Enix named Jesus. And
Yeah, I couldn't get that one to work, unfortunately.
you tried? Oh, I love it.
I tried every game that exists for the FF7, and this is what I came up with. Um, I mean, there might be future games, we'll see, but the problem is so many of them. There's problem with the key mapping, right? Like there's
Okay.
a different type of keyboard, and then when it emulates it, like I don't know, some of them are like real weird choices, like Control E is they map to a key. I was trying to change the key bindings to make it work, but it was real messy. So I'll try that for if we have any future games, but it seemed like the best. I did find some that were just totally unplayable, so this is a step up from that.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we're 22 minutes in. Honestly, it's very close between the two players, I would say. Uh, it looks like Proton John is trying to get the Helix warp up at the top left of the level survive. I think it is moving a little bit depending. It seems fairly random, though, the way that it moves.
Yeah, it's a little rough. They move in a fairly random direction.
Yeah, and John is actually asking, is there any way to get it, this specific warp? Do you happen to know?
I think to
Whoa, you are a robot. You're my favorite robot, but you just roboted. Ah, well, Jeff will be back.
Okay, did I reappear yet?
Yes, you're here.
Okay, great.
Okay. So, yeah, do you happen to know if that portal is gettable?
Uh, I mean, I was able to get it. I just waited there for a long time. I think I was able to get it. Memory's a little fuzzy of this, but it does move all over the place.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Uh, Has anyone left the survive loop? No, it has been happening quite a bit. Honestly, I think what they need to do is just figure out how to get that helicoid slash amoeba slash I don't even know what it is. Whatever is flying up at the top left, because that is chaos. There supposedly are more levels. Ooh, Forn unfortunately dying on Proton John's screen. He's going to Owlet.
Yeah, like it might be strategically better for them to try a different path.
I do think that you may be right there. John is currently chilling below one of the crystals. Yeah, the biggest question is, how do you get some of these? Like that one that Proton John is trying to get. How do you
That
even?
one I couldn't figure out how to get that.
Oh. It looks like John is just opting to die, heading over to survive. So, do
But
you
on
have an
survive,
option to
like
choose?
when you move, the helicoid moves.
Mmm.
So I think it has something to do with that.
It's possible. It almost seems like that. As I'm watching, it's just what movements do you have to do in order to get the helicoid to go where you want it to go? my gosh,
Or you
this
might
isn't...
actually be able to jump off the top left ledge when it's in the right place.
Okay. This music is so good. Yeah, I see a review, by the way, for this game that somebody put up. They gave it a 2.5 out of 5 and say it's playable.
Yeah, somebody posted on GameFAQs. I'm pretty sure they didn't play this game for very long.
Yeah.
Because if they had, they would have given it a different review. Oh, hey, it's Rado. We haven't seen that level yet, have we?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, we have?
I
Okay.
believe both players have seen that. Yes.
Oh, so that maybe they're going to take a different crystal here.
On to survive. By the way, yeah, I like that this says that it's an obstacle point in RPG form. I'm not convinced this is an RPG, okay? This review is objectively wrong.
Well, the game calls itself an RPG.
Well, it's wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
the only RPG-like
John
thing is
looks
that they're
like he
numbers.
moved on, if I'm not mistaken. This definitely looks like an... Oh, no, John restarted and is going for a different crystal. Okay. How do you get that one? Do you wait for the bird to hit you? No.
Yeah, there are some things that you can only get to by jumping off enemies.
Oh, so you can jump on enemies.
Yeah, and then you get a little bounce when you do that.
Why? Why is this game?
I noticed that when I accidentally jumped on a cat. Because I don't want to hurt the cats or anything, but fell on one accidentally. Then I realized, oh, I might need to be able to do that little bounce.
Yeah, now, the thing is, with bad video games, and especially with old video games, a lot of the work that they have to do is just figure out how to actually make progress. And honestly, I think that this is one of those games they're gonna have to work in order to make any progress in this. John is onto relics. There are 2 diamonds in here. He may be going for the second diamond rather than the first. Yeah, so the thing is, like, jumping on enemies giving you an extra bounce, I don't think any of the players have really figured that out. John is stuck in a pit. He's just going to have to die. Yep, there we go.
Getting stuck in a pit is the worst.
This review says, Helicoid is a fun game, but it feels pretty shallow. When most people think of RPGs, they think of fighting enemies, leveling up, and all that jazz. You don't do much of that in Helicoid. With that aside, just running, jumping, and conserving your resources gets tiresome after a while. You'll enjoy this one if you're dying to play every FN7 game ever, but otherwise, you can probably skip Helicoid and not feel like you're missing out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and correct this person, because it's not an RPG.
John just got a nice little bounce off of the cat.
If he saw that, then he gained a little bit of knowledge. It looks like some girl is trying to bait the Helicoid right now. Let's see if some girl can figure this out. Honestly, it's being a little bit of a pain in the butt. Oh, that's death. I guess if you hang on the ropes too long, you die, or if you climb trees too long, you die.
Yeah, the grasp runs out, and then you fall.
Ah. Oh, some girl hit reset. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this isn't even an RPG in like Rambo is more of an RPG than this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game. You play it, and you have a role.
Actually, I guess if Poexel were here, we could get him to judge. Is this an RPG? I don't think he's here, though. He's probably off doing other Poexel things. Yeah, it looks like John is really trying to go for this underwater crystal. However, air is a little bit sketchy. He's almost drowning.
There you
There
go.
we
He needs
go.
to get more air.
Take a breath of air,
As-
John.
Yeah. So just wait.
It's a really good breath. Who's winning right now? Nobody. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the audience is winning at this point.
But getting through that jellyfish is rough.
Oh yeah.
In fact, getting through any of the enemies that move is rough. The bird gave me no end of problems.
Gotcha. So apparently, some girl has completed the most stages in one life at this point, and by that standard, is essentially winning. But the extra 2 stages did loop
All right, John
back.
just spawned the new Helicoid, but you need to go all the way back through the water to get to it.
Well, couldn't you do the climbing section on the left?
Yeah, but see, that's kind of a trick, because... Oh yeah, I guess you could. You could do that.
I think that the biggest risk of doing that is that there's the pit that if you fall
Yes,
into, you get
exactly.
trapped.
You can
But-
definitely jump over the pit. I've done that, but after doing all this work, probably want to be safe.
Yeah.
There's
So-
plenty of power that if he had gotten hit by the jellyfish, he'd be fine.
A lot of this, I think, is going to rely on our GM, or specifically our referee Cadus, who's been helping tremendously make some of the tight calls here. Because honestly, at this point, Some Girl and Proton John have both essentially gotten through a lot of the stickiest parts of this game.
Yeah,
Some
let's see
Girl
what happens
has
when
a
John gets this
question for
Oh, John got the
Cadus.
Helicoid.
Oh, very nice. Ghost. Wait, we've already seen Ghost.
And that's your reward. Oh, this is his first time on Ghost? Okay.
Yeah, big question is, it looks like John basically has gotten to 1 new level at this point. And it looks like it's being a little bit difficult to make a clear call for who's currently in the lead. John was trying to climb that vine, but unfortunately it doesn't go all the way down. It's 1 block over.
Yeah, it really trolls you with that.
Yep. Okay. Let's see what John decides to do. Yeah, I think opting to die rather than backtrack all the way was probably the right call there. So, big question, is John going to go for the Helicoid up at the top of the screen or go for this other one? He's going for the long crystal. I'm guessing that he's going to give that a shot and see, where that takes him. Some Girl just reset. It's back to the beginning of the game. Where's John going? John? He's going to get a little power. That's a good idea, grabbing a little bit more of that crystal. Good. And I think John is going to go for the top right Helicoid. I'm unsure which one Some Girl went for.
Yeah, the one on the left is, I think, one of those that you have to jump on the enemy to get to.
Now, John is onto a level called
Oh, Xylem.
Xylem. This does not sound familiar, but I might not have been paying attention. Yeah, I guess some girl possibly has seen this level before. Xylem.
Yeah, I think this is John's first time on Xylem. So I think that now they've all seen the same number of levels.
Yeah, I think so. We're having a lot of death, but I believe that quite a few of these deaths are based off of the players hitting the escape button just so that, they can start over and have another good attempt. By the way, do you have any idea how many stages there are in this game?
No.
I mean, I don't imagine
I don't know,
too many people have played this game in the past.
I got as far as I could, and then I just didn't have the patience to wait for the health refills. So I ended up getting to a level where I didn't have enough power to finish.
Gotcha. Yeah, John is definitely being pretty patient here. Some girl, by the way, onto the level Bruise. John is just waiting for these power pickups. Falling and face planting into the ground is a fine idea. It still gives you more power than you lose.
Yeah. There we go.
Not the most elegant, but Some girl is currently on Ghost. Not the Patrick Swayze movie, but actual ghosts. Ooh. John, unfortunately, was not able to grab the crystal. I think they despawn after a little while, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, so John can obviously go to either one of those helicoids. They're both available. Well, one on the left just became less available.
It happens.
They move around a bit.
Okay, stock. This does not look familiar to me.
We got something new.
I believe
and we
it
have,
is
again,
new.
a choice
yes.
of 2 different ways to go.
Nice. Does this game have an official ending? That's asking a lot about this. I think that the biggest thing right now, we are judging based off of how many unique levels they complete in one playthrough. Some girl is starting to get close to where John is. John went through Xylem to get to stock. However, there are 2 helicoids in here. So the biggest thing is, where is some girl going to choose to go? Honestly, I think that might be part of the design with this game, just trying to throw people for a loop, have different loops going around. John right now is getting relatively close to completing this level stock.
Yeah, I mean, it's one way to compensate for not having a lot of content is to just make the levels loop. I actually, though, I don't know how much content the game has. I found some people referencing the PC 88 version of this, which looks similar, but nobody appears to have played it for more than a minute.
Wait, are you serious? Wow. I'm really glad when we can get super obscure games here. Yeah, I think that the biggest thing, though, that we need to see is where John goes after this. And that is a loop back to Xylem.
Oh, wrong choice, apparently.
And Forn is dead. Jeez. This is certainly very much a video game. Yeah, nobody likes Xylan. It's... Gross planet, Xylan. What even is a Xylan?
I assume it's supposed to be like xylem, and phloem, and that's why they're all the trees.
Xylem and phloem?
Did they not teach you this in Utah?
No. Please explain.
Well, they're parts of plant.
Oh,
They're like
yeah.
yeah. So it's like how the water gets
Xylem,
places.
of course. Of course, the xylem.
They're like a plant's cardiovascular system.
Oh, yeah. The plant lungs. Or heart. Yeah. Looks like John loading back to Xylem. This game is a huge patootie, I'm seeing. Beep.
I mean, its
Thank you
major
for the beep.
accomplishment so far is that it's only crashed the emulator once, which I'm actually I played this game for a while to see how stable it was. I was actually impressed it didn't crash on me at all. Because with these old games and the quality of emulation, you never really know.
You never really know, correct. Yeah, it looks like, by the way, all of the players, or both of the players, Some Girl and Proton John, are just trying to meddle their way through and make as much progress as possible. Yeah, and right now we are tracking based off of how many stages they are able to get through in a single credit. That's going to be the easiest way to judge. Looks like John is on to Bruise. Single credit, like, it includes loading as well, I suppose. So if they get stuck in a loop, then that is rough.
All right, so we have just about 16 minutes left in this game. I'm sure that they're cursing me by this point.
Okay, it looks like Some Girl's on to Qantas. Yeah, Some Girl has definitely been working on conserving as much power as possible, gaining health. Yeah, essentially, I think that the big determination here, there is currently discussion about what is going to happen at the end of it. Honestly, what I'm looking for is a clear sign that somebody has made some progress. Because
Send
right
us
now,
a sign, please.
a sign, por favor. Looks like Some Girl running around here, trying to get this helicoid. Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Oh
fell in the
no.
pit.
That is definitely rough. Okay, it looks like Proton John climbing down a vine in order to try to get to one of these crystals. Just don't fall in the pit. Now remember, everybody, the way that they are controlling is essentially King's Quest rules, where they cannot stop walking unless they hit a button. However, instead of hitting any button, they have to hit 5 on the numpad. So, it seems like it's a relatively trivial game. It's just not. There's nothing trivial about this. It is rude.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for that part of it, this would be not good but playable. And it's just something you have to deal with all of the FM7 games, which is, makes me feel bad for the kids that had FM7s back in the day and were trying to play games. But I guess
I mean, it
this
was a
is all you knew.
computer, right? You don't get the FM7 to play Helicoid. You get it to, like, write up some important documents and, maybe, well, not even surf the internet. You're just writing documents with this. That's all you do.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you
I had
even
an
do
Apple
with a
II.
computer before the internet?
Oh, let's see. I had an Apple II, and I did a lot of educational software.
Okay, but, like,
and then we had
what
Print
education?
Shop, where you could use the dot matrix printer to make greeting cards.
Oh, I love Print Shop. Yeah, but nobody ever actually used those for anything more serious than, like, a neighborhood barbecue.
I mean, we took barbecues pretty seriously in my neighborhood.
I mean, yeah, barbecues are serious business,
But yeah, I mostly just used it for word processing. I had a spreadsheet, but I didn't understand what a spreadsheet was, so I didn't really use that.
It's to spread stuff out. Some girl is back
Yes,
to
it
survive.
does.
Oh, okay. Which, honestly, just finding out where this one helicoid takes you, I think would be super helpful, but it also depends on being patient / getting lucky, I think.
Yeah, John's gonna need some health, so I'm gonna wait a while.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for everybody to remember right now is that right now the players are both pretty much stuck. There has not really been a lot of progress recently. We'll have to make a decision on how to proceed if it stays like this. But if we do see a sure sign of progress from one of the players, then that will definitely help us know, who is taking the lead. Right now, there's not really a good sign. Yeah, it's welcome to video games where sometimes it's unclear until the very end. But, then again, that was kind of the mess of video games back in the day, that, there weren't really clear rules. There weren't really clear ideas for how to actually make progress in some of the games. It was just repetition and struggling over and over again to try to figure out how to actually make more progress in the game. And we've got Dig Hole. I do not recognize Dig Hole.
Yeah, I don't either. I haven't seen Dig Hole. Wow. This is good. I mean, there's not anything more to this game than what meets the eye. It's not like there's some special button that they don't know about. It's just figuring things out. All right, so where's some girl going? Oh, back to relics. I was gonna say, I bet that going for the easy helicoid on that level was not the right bet. I had not actually gotten to dig hole.
Dig hole. Gotta dig that hole. Yeah, we are back in the loop. We thought that some girl was out of the loop. That's a lie.
We also have to remember, as far as progress, like back in the early '80s, when you had things like the Atari 2600, games
Oh, yeah.
were, you were trying to get points. Generally, things were modeled after arcades.
Oh,
So
yeah.
having, this is kind of a whole new world of things where you have games like this. It didn't even, it called itself an RPG. It's, not what we would consider an RPG today,
Oh, not at all.
uh, but it certainly was. This is something of a attempt at a new genre.
I'll
Just
say it was an attempt. Yeah,
it was
like
an
like
attempt. You
they
know
made
what?
a
Some of the it's like sometimes failures are actually kind of helpful in making progress because you see, hey, they had an idea with branching. They had some ideas with like multiple exits and levels, and that turned out to be a cool thing in like Super Mario World that we got multiple exits um, that took you different places.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, but you could say that this game was necessary for Super Mario World to exist. I would say that. We owe so much to this game.
Oh, yeah. This I'm sure that we owe a
The
lot.
idea of having like I haven't seen too many where you have limited amount of breath underwater. Maybe there were some,
I
but I
mean,
certainly
Super
haven't
Mario
seen any of them.
64. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean back in '85, um,
Highlight it kind of did.
and certainly not grasping. I've never seen a limit on grasping. That's numbers.
Yeah, it's like this was Shadow of the Colossus before that was even made.
I mean, honestly, like I'm more impressed by people that were trying things that were new at the time, even if they didn't work, than people that were just making shovelware.
Oh, yeah, agreed.
I mean, it was so easy back then. Hey, I can make another Pac-Man game. We can make another Tetris. Well, I mean, not quite in that era, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, the video game Juggle Hunt for the Atari 2600 slash other consoles did end up having a breath meter.
So I think some girls was on the right track trying to jump on the bird there. But there's just a lot of RNG with the birds. Birds have been jerks in video games from day one, pretty much. And
Okay.
as we close in on
Yes.
the 5-minute mark,
5 minutes left.
look, I mean,
Yes.
you have 8 colors in this. Isn't that impressive?
8 colors.
You could have this red, and look at all those different blues. I mean, those were done by dithering, but they're kind of
Ooh.
different shades.
I like dithering.
Yeah.
You know, how do you even dither back in the day? I have no idea. But it looks pretty cool. Like, honestly, I would say that for that age, for that era, the graphics, like, it still is a little bit hard to see what's going on, but they're not too bad. They're pretty
I
bad.
believe it's actually, I mean, part of the issue is the scan lines here, and I think that's, that may be something the emulator can be changed to deal with.
Yeah, that could possibly help. Blasphemous Roar, thank you for checking in. We are a little bit... Wait, I can't tell you who's winning. You've got me muted. I can't tell you who's winning, you nerd. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it looks like, honestly, yeah, that does seem like there is something that you can change to get rid of the scan lines, which I personally would do. I don't know if you're playing on an old school monitor, sure, scan lines are fine, but this is the year 2019, Jeff. We don't need scan lines.
I mean, we make games now that are like deliberately retro. So I think we could still use some scan lines once in a while.
No.
All right. Well, then
Do you
don't
want
have to have
motion
scan
blur to
lines.
make it back? Do you want motion blur, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I've actually seen. I was reading about some emulator that was. I forget which one it was, but they were trying to make things more like CRT screens by making them a little blurrier.
I think that's such a dumb feature, personally. I mean, I guess some people might like it, but I'm like, you know what? You know what this game needs? You know, this 8-bit, 4-bit, 1, maybe even 1-bit game, you know? We need to make it harder to see what's going on. Bam. There you go. Video game ship.
All right. Well, we are almost at time.
We're almost at the home
And,
stretch here.
I think this is the home stretch.
Uh-huh.
I think 1 minute left is a home stretch. I was really hoping that I'd get to see more of the cats. They're kind of spread throughout, but and it's really cool that they can climb vines.
Like,
but
that was the best part of the game, Jeff. The cats.
yeah, it really is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're on to Quantus, which means how many. If you put a U in there, it means how many. How many levels, Jeff?
The world may never know.
Yeah, this is like an exercise in futility. This is what life is like. You go,
Yeah.
you find a crystal, takes you to another dimension. Guess what? Doesn't really matter, because other crystals take you back. Why would it do that? Why would the crystals do this? Well, you know what? It is the hour mark. We are
so
pretty
Did
much
Proton
done.
John need a little bit of extra time because of the emulator crash, or does it seem like that's not going to make any difference now?
We're going to go ahead and take a look at this a little bit because because at this point it has been a little bit difficult to tell what was going on. Honestly, I think that we're going to be calling it there. Let's go ahead and see what is happening. So here's the deal. I know that a lot of us administrators were talking about this game, and frankly, you know, it was extremely confusing. to go through. We may be. I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for Kate to get his thoughts down in Discord right now. So, yeah, Jeff, what I'm gonna go ahead and say is that it's cool when people try different things when it comes to video games. However, it has to work.
It doesn't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to work. That's why. I mean, we wouldn't be having fun like this if all the games worked.
Okay, so what I am doing right now in Discord, we are seeing what they think for this. Because I'm going to go ahead and let them make a choice with this. Just hold your breath a little bit. Because I personally feel like it would be so confusing to me. I have no idea what was going on. Personally, we do have a pretty good grasp based off of what we've seen who would be the winner, but I'm allowing them, if either of them wants a redraw, we will be doing okay. It looks like things have been decided here. I believe I'm just waiting for an official confirmation. Because this is definitely a game that was difficult. You know what? They're being really wishy-washy. I'm calling it a redraw. Nobody wins. Not even the audience. Bam, there we go. We're done. Redraw.
To die. Well, I feel bad for them having to play this for an hour and then just be like, okay, that was nice. Now let's play the match for real.
Too bad. Yeah, they get another hour of suffering. People want their money back.
They shouldn't have tied them.
Yeah,
Maybe they should have thought of that.
That is cruel. Look, it's the Tubin syndrome, except we made them play a full hour of Tubin.
That was an experience.
Yeah, it was. Hello.
Nice. Wow, guys. Wow.
This wouldn't be the first time that we've sort of gone with a redraw. I don't think it's going to be the last time. And because you're both wishy-washy about either taking the score or doing a redraw, I think we're going to do a redraw because that's what I feel would be the best.
Yeah, because we really, I don't know about you, some girl, but I couldn't tell how much progress I'd made, and I got lost.
Oh yeah, no, I have no idea. Like, I was like, oh hey, I think I've seen this level before. Maybe they all kind of look the same. Like,
Yeah, at one point I'm like, wait, no, there's more enemies, so this is different. Maybe.
they have names, but all
there's
the
a
names are
spider
just
now?
nonsense. Like,
No, I seen that same name show up twice, and I saw different enemies. I'm like, there's no way.
can't
Unless
tell
I'm
if
just losing it.
I can't tell if this level's supposed to be Zorn or if it's Zoom with really bad kerning.
I mean, the font is pretty bad, so.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a fun game. Like, I actually enjoyed this, but
It played fine. It's just like the constant like infinites you would get locked in sucked.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
then the
those
portals.
loops.
Some of the portals seem like I don't know how to get some of those portals.
I feel like some of them you had to like jump off of enemies' heads,
Yeah, but like
which
you
seemed
couldn't jump
impossible.
off. Yeah, but you also couldn't jump off of enemies when you were climbing. At least I tried.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them I'm just like, yeah, I got nothing. So
Yeah, so if we did happen to go with the score here, which honestly I'm still not sure if either of you made more progress than the other, and generally I don't feel comfortable changing the rules in the middle of a match personally. But if we went by those rules, then some girl would have taken the victory.
Oh, I'm shocked
wow.
to hear that.
My game crashed twice.
Oh wow.
So-
Like what kind of crash?
Like, I died, and then the game beeped very loudly at me, and then I had to reset the emulator.
But
oh, nice.
you know, even then, we don't know what the right path was to make progress.
Does this game have an ending?
Nobody knows.
Possibly. I don't know. If you want to play this more. You know, someone is saying that, yeah, some girl got out of the Zorn Survive Rado loop, but I don't even know
got back
if...
into it, don't worry.
Yeah, I don't even know if going that way is the right way, because I think there were 1 or 2 other crystals that nobody explored. So, huge shrug. Honestly, you know, I feel like this was an interesting idea for a game that
Yeah, it is.
fell apart a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the
I'm
randomness
still-
of the portals was really annoying. There were a couple of times I just stood there for like a full minute, like, all right, come back down. Come back down.
Oh my god, that
Get back
and
down here.
was it the randomness of the fall damage not always working? Like, you could jump as long as you were jumping, you wouldn't take fall damage, but you had to stop your jump at some point so you could keep moving, and then sometimes you still took damage.
Yep.
I don't know. It is certainly a game.
Who
Honestly,
knows?
I'm really glad that we got to experience this because I don't think there's any other game I've seen like this. It's strange.
It was definitely strange.
With that said, yeah, we're doing a redraw, so nothing
Okay.
is decided.
Hooray!
Yeah, you get
More
another
games,
hour of my
yeah.
games. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, this is essentially a computer that nobody even knows about here in the US, that essentially nobody plays these days. I'm really glad that we got to see a little of the FM7. Maybe one
Yeah,
day we'll see it return.
It also looked like from the cover art that you posted in Discord that there was a PC88 version.
Yes.
Is that better?
Yes, that exists.
I don't know if it's better.
I don't know if better's the right word.
It's real.
Okay.
We can confirm that it's real.
Well,
Well,
good starting point.
you know, thank you both. I know that sometimes it's a little bit frustrating that we don't get to move on to the second round, but at the same time, I really love redraws, and I love to see what you can do out of it. So, yeah,
Yeah,
some
I mean-
girl, Proton John, are you doing anything else? What you playing these days?
I play a lot of GBA games. My stream is I'm trying to beat every US and Europe released GBA game.
Wow.
That's
So
great.
I'm-
That's over like 1,300 games, isn't
It's
it?
about 1,000. I'm about 100 and something games in. This
I think
morning I
there's
played.
1,000 North American ones because I'm actually collecting for the system.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean maybe I'm missing some on my list, but this morning I played Shrek 2 and Batman Begins.
Ooh.
So
Oh, baby.
there's a little bit of a change of pace playing this kind of stuff, but I enjoy this too. So.
Cool. What about you, John?
Well, right now I'm just kind of knocking out my thing. Mondays I'm doing beating games that I've never beaten before. Wednesdays I'm just is like a variety day, and then Saturdays my usual fortune cookie. So later tonight I'm doing a full stream where the audience picks the games I play.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
brave.
Yeah, and I know that
Yeah,
people love seeing the games that come up.
Yeah, there's some interesting choices in my library. So
I sometimes go and look around a little bit. So, yeah, honestly, it's just great to have both of you. I think it is about that time, though, for us to end the stream and move on to something else. I'm just looking for somebody to raid. I know High Spirits is doing a good stream right now. Some free enterprise. Does anybody have a good raid message?
what was it? Cade has died.
Was it Kane or Karn or Corn or something? I don't know.
Like I don't.
Forn.
My chat
It was
said at some
Forn.
point, I forgot.
Forn.
Forn. Oh, Forn has
Wait,
died.
I guess
like
just skip
Forn
and
has
find
died.
out. Yeah, Forn is
Forn,
dead.
Forn is dead. You can go ahead and use all the hashtags if you want. We're going to go ahead and raid High Spirits. Go check out Proton John later today. Go check out Some Girl as well for some lovely GBA action. And I will see you all tomorrow for more Kusogr4nde. Take care.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye.
See you next time.